Today we're going to write functions, which is basically writing equations. To write a function rule, you must look at the relation. Okay, so we're going to look at the relation and be able to figure some things out. We're going to look at the relationship and decide what's happening between x and y. When we write it in the form of an equation, we're going to have y equals x in the pattern. It might be that everything's increasing by 3. It might be that everything's being multiplied by 2. Whatever pattern is taking place. So let's go ahead and write that rule, or try to write a rule for this relation. So I'm going to look at the relationship between x and y and try to determine what's going on. What's happening to x? What's happening to x that makes it become y? Each time there's a pattern taking place. What is that pattern? It may be easier to see a little bit further down this road. If you look, it looks like we went and got to 2. Well, the way I could get to 2 from 4 to 2 is by subtracting by 2. Is that the same thing here? Did you take 3 minus 2? Yes, we did. Did we take 2 minus 2 to get 0? Yes, we did. Did we take 1 minus 2 to get negative 1? Yes, we did. So the pattern here is that x is it's x and the pattern. So back on the other side, it said we're going to write the equation as y equals x and the pattern. Well, the pattern is that we are subtracting 2 from every x value. So the rule is going to be simply y equals x minus 2. The next one, you might in your mind think, oh, well, look at this. 1 plus 1 gives me 2. 1, that's a 2. 2 plus 1, oh, it doesn't give me 4. So adding 1 is not the pattern. We've got to figure out some other pattern. How else can we get from 1 to 2? Think about add, subtract, multiply, and divide. And I'll come across multiplication. 1 times 2 is 2. Is 2 times 2 4? Yes, it is. Is 3 times 2 6? Yes. Is 4 times 2 8? Yes, it is. So the pattern is that it's increasing or being multiplied by 2 every time. So we'll write y equals the x value and then the pattern times 2. Now, we don't typically see it written this way, so we'll go ahead and rewrite this as y equals 2x. Going into this next part, we're going to talk about what is the independent variable and the dependent variable. So you want to write down those definitions. The input of the function x is the independent variable. The output of a function is the 2. So what we want to say is the value of the dependent depends on that independent variable. So once again, the dependent depends on that independent variable. We're going to spend some time thinking about identifying those independent. So in this example, it says, in the winter, more electricity is used when the temperature goes down and less when the temperature rises. So what is our independent variable? That's what we're asking ourselves. And which ones are dependent? I think it's easier to start with the dependent. The amount of electricity use, so the electricity usage depends on the temperature. So the electricity usage would be our dependent. The amount of electricity we use depends on the temperature of the weather outside. So the temperature is the independent value.